Every mission begins with a question. Do we have the right tools for what's coming? Not just the drone, not just the software, the entire system, from the hands of the operator to the intelligence in the air. When lives are on the line, fragmented technology is not an option. What you're about to see is what happens when rugged engineering meets real mission thinking. Welcome to Getac Innovation Day. Defense, public safety, utilities, three very different worlds. But in all three, there's the same pressure. Make the right call, fast, in an environment that is actively working against you. Fragmented tools slow that down. Outdated hardware adds risk. Workflows that weren't designed for the field create gaps that missions can't afford. Every product you're about to see was built as a direct answer to that. Here's the reality most product presentations skip. Operators in the field are piecing together systems from multiple vendors, each with its own interface, its own data format, its own failure point. The drone is capable. The hardware around it often isn't. That gap between what technology promises and what actually works in the field is exactly what this room is designed to close. Start with the device that most operators don't realize they need until they've used it. The G140 is a rugged tablet engineered for the AI era. Co-pilot plus PC capability inside a chassis built to handle the field. And that combination matters more than it sounds.
So our G140 gives you an incredibly large screen while being the lightest in its class. And let's say you're like a technician in automotive or manufacturing or utilities, you can always pull up massive blueprints, complex schematics, and easily run multiple windows side by side. So you get uncompromised visibility right at the edge without feeling weighed down by unnecessarily heavy gear. And so that's where our new VESA accessory ecosystem steps in, with options like the VESA kickstand, magnetic mount, and rotating hand strap. Users gain real mobility and adaptive placement. And so customers often expect a trade-off between a large display and agility, but here G140 proves you can have both, seamlessly adapting to various on-site workflow demands.
Processing power at the edge is one piece. But for operators working in high-risk environments, the device itself also needs to earn its place there. The ZX80W. For operators who are already carrying protective gear, comms equipment, and mission tools, every gram is a decision. This is full drone command capability in a platform that keeps up with the person carrying it.
Picture a hazmat response or an industrial inspection at the petrochemical site. Our operator is already take out PPE, comms, the worst, whatever they don't need is a heavy, oversized GCS device, making that harder. The ZX80W gives that full control of a drone without adding to that load. The exact assumption we are replacing. The screen is full readable in the direct sunlight, it's ready for rough handling, it's designed mission-critical data links, not consumer-grade wireless. It's not a trimmed-down version of something else. It was built from start to finish.
Every gram is a decision. This is full drone command capability in a platform that keeps up with the person carrying it. The ZX80W gets operators into challenging environments. But some environments have requirements that go beyond rugged. In hazardous or regulated environments, the device itself becomes part of the safety equation. Field teams still need access to digital workflows, inspection records, maintenance procedures, and real-time information. But every piece of equipment brought into that area has to be suitable for the environment. That is where the ZX80EX fits.
There's a consistent pattern we kept hearing from energy and industrial customers. Their teams are already moving forward digital workflow for the inspection and maintenance. Things like checklists, work loader, equipment record, photo, and reporting. But in hazardous area, they couldn't just bring in a standard tablet or a consumer device. Every piece of equipment used in these zones has to meet the right safety requirement. So the question became, how do we help workers access the information they need without compromising the safety requirement of the sites? Exactly. The work still has to happen: inspection, maintenance, documentation, communication. But if the device isn't suitable for the environment, the team either has to rely on paper, go back and forth between zones, and delay updates until the later. DSAD-EX helps close the gap. Workers a rugged tablet designed for hazardous area use so they can bring digital workflow closer to the actual inspection or maintenance task. That means better access to information, more accurate reporting, and a safer, more efficient way to work in an environment where the equipment really matters.
Hazardous environments are one frontier, but for many teams, the challenge isn't the environment, it's the speed of transition between one and the next. The V120 is built for professionals who are constantly on the move. We're talking in the truck, out in the field, and everywhere in between, all day long. The core value is uninterrupted workflow. Your entire active workspace inside the vehicle goes right into the field with you, changing its form factor seamlessly without missing a beat.
So think about the first responder rushing to an incident. While driving, they have the V120 tucked in the vehicle, pulling live drone feeds, tracking team positions, getting full situational awareness before they even get there. Then they arrive at the scene. So they grab the device, step out, and it's already flipped into the tablet mode. Now, they are immediately operating from that exact same live data. They use the built-in barcode reader to scan tag items such as equipment, vehicles, or even personnel wristbands, and it all updates instantly. No hands-off, no setting to change, zero lag.
For some operations, the demands go beyond a handheld form factor entirely. The F120 is the device for professionals who need a full tablet experience in environments that would destroy a regular one. For tactical planners, field engineers, and analysts who live in complex software and generate detailed reports on site, this tool is designed to reduce hardware concerns in demanding field environments.
For laptop workflow, including a physical keyboard and large screen, and a solid performance for handling heavy tasks.
Think about a defense user running tactical software, or an engineer generating a report on site. With multiple form factors, it can easily adapt to different use case scenarios. It means they stop worrying. It sounds simple, but it's real. Standard laptops or tablets often struggle in harsh environments. Things like high-low temperatures, accidental drops, or hardware failures that cause unexpected downtime. The F120 is purpose-built to be rugged. Its durability helps reduce downtime and allows users to confidently complete multiple tasks in a single day.
Every device on this floor generates data, sensor feeds, telemetry, imagery, position updates. In a real operation, all of it arrives at once. The AI Workstation is the edge platform that processes it. Multi-source data fusion, AI-accelerated analysis, edge-native computing for environments where cloud connectivity is unreliable or unavailable. But more than the hardware, this zone is about a different kind of conversation.
So picture an armored vehicle like a striker equipped with multiple sensors. We have cameras, radar, laser fighter, and even satellite data. So normally it's really hard to bring all those different types of data together. That's where our AI workstation comes in. It automatically fuses all this data together. So instead of the commander trying to figure out 3 or 4 separate screens, the AI combines all the information into one clear picture that makes sense right away. Because in the environments our customers operate in, like remote areas or places with very limited connectivity, you just can't rely on the cloud. In mission critical operation, a few seconds of delay or a complete loss of connection can change everything. That's why the processing has to happen right on the edge for instant results. It's all about what we call the tactical edge. The whole idea is to push the computing power and decision-making to the front line. Instead of sending data back and forth to a cloud layer by layer, we empower the team on the ground to act immediately. It keeps them one step ahead.
Now the full picture comes together. Getac CommandCore is not a device. It is an integrated drone control solution, the architecture that connects the operator on the ground to the mission in the air. Rugged command hardware, flexible integration, configurable data links, customizable interfaces, and an ecosystem of validated payloads and accessories that make every deployment genuinely mission-specific. Everything you've seen in every zone before this, it all feeds here.
Most GCS solutions give you an advice. CommandCore gives you an architecture. That distinction matters enormously in the field. A device gets you airborne, an architecture gets you mission ready. Because it handles the integration work that usually falls on the customer. The data link configuration, the payload compatibility, the interface customization, the ecosystem support. We have done that validation already.
What this really means for deployment timelines is that customer no longer needs to start from scratch. And that is exactly why we're doing this live demonstration today. When we talk about integration capability, we don't want it to be just words on the slide. We want customer to see it in action. Getac is not just a rugged computing manufacturer. By working closely with our ecosystem partners, we can deliver more complete and deployment-ready solutions that help customers reduce integration efforts, lower risk, and accelerate deployment.
In many drone programs, customers have to select the GCS hardware, integrate software, connect payloads, validate communication links, solve interface issues, and make sure the entire system works reliably in the field. So this process can take significant time and resources before the customer can really begin the real operations. CommandCore is designed to replace this complexity. So it brings together Getac's rugged computing platform, GCS capability, and ecosystem partner solution into a more complete and deployment-ready architecture. What this means for the customer is that they no longer need to build every part of the solution themselves or manage all the integration risks independently.
A lot of field work starts in a vehicle. For public safety professionals, that means their device needs to work just as hard when it's mounted on the cabin as when they're heading out on foot. The B360, paired with a Precision Mounting Technologies vehicle docking station, is built exactly for that reality.
So most of vehicle setups are afterthoughts. You're trying to force a device into a car when it wasn't even built for it. But for B360, with the PMT vehicle docks, it's a fully integrated solution. It handles everything in one compact footprint, and it powers your device continuously, lock it securely in place, and boost your Wi-Fi, GPS, and Wi-Fi signal through external antennas. So what's the best part? When the officer needs to jump out the vehicles, it undocks in single motions, and the device, the data, it all goes with them instantly. So think about patrol officer, incident commanders, or field engineers. So basically anyone whose workflow doesn't stop at the vehicle door. They need to stay connected and ready when driving, but they also need to instantly mobile the moment they arrive on scene. So B360, it's only 2.3 kilograms. It's super easy, it's super light to carry around. And because the docks handles all the connections, there are zero actions required. You just hop out, you just grab it, step out, and you're ready to roll.
A ground control station is only part of the operational picture. At some point, the mission moves into the air. Getac's ecosystem of partners works on that side of the equation, and their integration with CommandCore is what brings the entire solution together.
Both companies were independently solving pieces of the same problem. ideaForge on the drone side and software side, Getac on the rugged hardware side. When we bring them both together through CommandCore, the customer no longer has to figure out how to make disparate systems work in the field.
The customer gets a single end-to-end validated systems, Bluefire Live, running on the Getac GCS means no integration guesswork, no field troubleshooting. Getac holds the hardware standard, ideaForge drives the mission intelligence. That's where outcomes are delivered.
of course, coming with a wide range, a huge range of products that covers and bridge the gaps of all the needs that are in the market, regardless of the vertical. It can be military and defense, it can be homeland security, it can be a battle management system, pharmaceutical, automotive, avionic, and all those applications are supported by Getac product line. So this is a big advantage of Getac, and thank you for Getac for that. The variety of the solutions. We have all kinds of solutions, all kinds of form factors, all kinds of configurations that can meet all kinds of requirements and application in the field, in the indoor environment or in the outdoor environment. So this is fantastic. Everything is coming under one roof, one brand, Getac brand, and this is something that nobody else has. So this is the big advantage of Getac, and the way that Getac present it and support us and provide us the information, marketing support, pricing support, project support. This is amazing. This is why we like and love to work with Getac.
Well, it came naturally through a shared vision of solving the real customer challenges. Together we are closing the gap between reliability and the practical deployment in the field. For customers, it means better performance in real-world conditions, less downtime, smoother operation, and faster results.
From the analyst at the edge to the operator in the hazardous zone, from the first responder in the vehicle to the commander with the full tactical picture. Every device, every integration, every proof of concept, they all start with the same conviction. Technology should serve the mission so completely that the operator stops thinking about the tool and starts thinking about the outcome. That is Getac, mission ready from air to ground.